Shall we talk about the trial of the century? All going on in New York, isn't it? Prince Andrew, right? The Queen's favourite son, accused of all kinds of grim stuff. He flew on the late billionaire paedophile Jeffrey Epstein's Lolita Express, is the frankly revolting way some of the press put it. As if salivating over the lavish lifestyle wasn't crass enough when you're talking about sex trafficking children. Back to Andy. So he was recognised by Epstein's chief pilot, there, at the heart of it, all very damning. Oh, wait, what? Oh, it says here, Ghislaine Maxwell. Sorry, got so wrapped up in the coverage. Yes, and he's not on trial, is he? As much as the British press really want him to be. Strongly denies everything. Got a rock-solid alibi, too.
I'd taken Beatrice to a Pizza Express in Woking.
Convincing stuff from his Newsnight appearance. Can't argue with it. Can't have been dancing in the club with his accuser, Virginia Giuffre, either. Tell me why, Andy.
I have a peculiar medical condition, which is that I don't sweat, or I didn't sweat at the time.
Yeah, that was a revelation. Case closed. Oh, wait. Lawyers for Giuffre say those denials are evidence of his guilt. Why? Because denying he remembered meeting her is so at odds with photographs and other evidence that it is itself indicative of guilt. Not really, though, is it? Admits it, guilty. Denies it, guilty. Talk to his lawyers. Case closed. Again. So, who's this Ghislaine Maxwell? Well, Epstein's right-hand woman, or, if you like, the patsy they're trying to convict of his crimes because he inconveniently took his own life while awaiting trial. Suicide, right? Course it was. Nearly half of Americans think he was bumped off. What do they know? Friend of Andy's, too. Sure, bit awkward. Don't know why he's looking so happy, says the Mail. Well, maybe it's because he's got nothing to do with it. That's right. Case closed. I don't want to have to say this again. Lots of other rich and famous people were mates with Epstein too. Former presidents Bill Clinton and Donald Trump, his star lawyer Alan Dershowitz, and billionaire world saviour Bill Gates. Many, yes, OK, including the Duke of York, continued to be friends even after he was convicted of 2 sex offences, one involving a child. Though some had good reason, right?
I had dinners with him. I regret doing that. He had relationships with people he said, would give to global health, which is a interest I have. Not nearly enough philanthropy goes in that direction.
Billionaire needs cash for philanthropy. All a bit Jimmy Savile, isn't it? Except worse, tapping someone for charity work when they'd been convicted already. The accusations against Ghislaine? Sex trafficking children for Epstein. 6 or 8 charges depending on your newspaper. Sometimes both. All of which she denies. I mean, you might have missed all the actual evidence. See, what you and I really need to know is how stylish is Ghislaine, right? Well, let me tell you. Glossy mane, beige cashmere jumper, black trousers, heels, obviously, all finished off with a pure white COVID mask. What a makeover since her dour days when she was trying to win bail. Funny that. Most of the usual suspects followed the same line. There's the sun. It's a sweater now because we're in America, aren't we? And are you sure about the colour there? The Express thinks it's more of a white and actually a turtleneck too if we're being picky. The Telegraph? Curveball. Camel. That's her cardi, isn't it? Could be yellow. More importantly, she's worn it 2 days in a row. How humble. What does The Guardian... Really? You're going with this too? OK. Perhaps it's an off-white sweater. More cream. Yeah. The Guardian did take the clothes talk a bit far, even for me, when it told us what Epstein's chief pilot Larry Vasovsky was wearing. Evidence was something about Epstein, but more interestingly, he wore a dark, conventional suit, white shirt, red striped tie, and monogrammed slippers. Delightful. If only there were pictures. That caused a bit of a sensation. It's all a conspiracy, right? They're trying to hush it all up. That's why there's no cameras in the court. No, the reason's more boring. They don't allow them in federal trials. So what's Ghislaine's story? Anyone willing to stand with her? Well, kind of. Here, journalist Rachel Johnson managed to drag in her brother PM Boris, as if his week wasn't bumpy enough. She wrote a cringeworthy piece for The Spectator. It's hard not to pity Ghislaine Maxwell. You only know who your real chums are when you're in the gutter, writes Rachel. She goes on. As a fresher, I wandered into Balliol JCR one day and found a shiny glamazon with naughty eyes holding court astride a table, a high-heeled boot resting on my brother Boris's thigh. Is this still her column? Bit salacious? You know there's a sex trafficking trial on. The Specky's got form here with this kind of lightweight fluff about Ghislaine. Last year, Alan Dershowitz, friend of Epstein, remember, did the Ghislaine Maxwell I Know piece, saying he never saw her do anything inappropriate. Good to hear it. Ghislaine's extraordinarily well-connected in her own right. She's the daughter of Robert Maxwell, the papers remind us, the press baron who died falling off a yacht. Or did he? Yes, he did. But was it an accident? Yes, it was. I think it was. Wasn't it? Yeah, maybe for another day. Keep it light. The Daily Mail gives us a bit of family background. She's a bit haughty, just like her dad, isn't she? Chip off the old block. And from the Express, Maxwell was a disgraced media tycoon. Oh, yes, that's right. Used to own the Mirror newspapers. Looted hundreds of millions from the company pension funds to prop up the share price. The House of Cards collapsed after his death. Can't believe I forgot. You know who else forgot? The Mirror. Just a British socialite, isn't she? Friend of Prince Andrew. Sure, it's just an oversight, nothing to do with opening old wounds. So the trial continues, as all good media reporting must say. Oh, there's something down here about Prince Andrew. Did you hear me say case closed about 1 million times? Oh, wait, it seems next week is another deadline in his civil case. Never happened. Didn't you hear me earlier?
I'd taken Beatrice to a Pizza Express in Woking.
I think that settles it, Andy. You're fine. Don't sweat it.